1.2 million of us ride a motorbike for business as well as pleasure. But bike theft has reached record levels, so the chances of getting it stolen are high. But the chances of getting it back in one piece are very low, as criminal gangs steal bikes to strip them down into spare parts. For many bike owners, it's a risk they take. As one London biker discovered.
I always wanted to have a sports bike. When I passed my full license, I got the bike which I always wanted, which is R6 now.
Thomas has already been a victim of bike theft, so he fitted his pride and joy with a tracker. But just 6 months later, it was put to the test.
I finished my shift, and when I came to motorcycle parking bay, I found that there is no bike left.
Once the GPS tracker went live, his tracking company discovered the bike hadn't gone far, to a housing estate just a few hundred meters away from his office.
We got the call and found that the bike was in the King's Cross area.
But to pinpoint the bike's exact location, recovery agent Danny Lucy needed to zone in on the tracker's radio frequency signal.
Well, the tracker was showing us that it was in Midland Road. We went up and down Midland Road and we found it was bouncing off of one of the houses. And we was walking down the alleyway at the back, and the finder was pinpointing it was down the side on the left-hand side. We found the motorbike tucked down the back of a little alleyway.
Felt so happy that I wanted to hug Danny.
He even give me a kiss and a cuddle. He did. Yeah, he was very happy to get his bike back, and he didn't think he'd ever see that bike again.
After this experience, Thomas took extra precautions with his beloved bike, and for a while, all was well.
I woke up one morning, getting ready for work. I came out of my house and I realized that the bike is not there anymore. I rang my tracking company straight away and informed the police that my motorbike is gone.
As this was the second time the bike was stolen, tracking company MD Richard Taylor took over the case and headed towards the last reported signal in the Dagenham area. Richard recorded details of the case on camera as he tracked the bike.
We've got the radio direction finder equipment turned on. We're on the A406 heading towards Dagenham area.
We knew we were going to have to do a radio find because we weren't getting a GPS. We considered maybe it was in a lockup or something like that.
GPS satellite tracking is great, but when it goes into a building, the signal can drop out. So they follow the tracker's radio frequency instead, known as RF.
And once we've got that RF audio confirmation, we know we're going to find the tracker. Well, I'm going through what appears to be an estate. In and out of roads, trying to pick up a signal, circulating around that area, and then we get that pulse, that audio pulse.
Okay, that's the RF picked up. Okay, so I've parked up, basically. We've parked up, and we've got quite a good, strong, powerful signal here, but it's emanating from somebody's back garden.
At this point, Richard called the police, standard procedure for trackers, as they don't have the authority to enter private property.
While I've been waiting here, looks like we may have witnessed another stolen motorcycle taken into the same property. Still waiting for the police, so hopefully they'll be here shortly and we can find the stolen motorcycle.
The police arrived on site. We went inside the garden of this house, and the stolen bike was inside, in the back garden towards the shed. And inside the shed were other motorcycles and some parts of motorcycles.
Richard had uncovered what's known as a chop shop, and Thomas's bike was moments from being stripped down into spare parts.
I think they were quite surprised to see a chop shop for motorcycles actually in someone's back garden. Normally it would be in an industrial unit and a bit more on an industrial scale.
Once police forensics had checked out the crime scene, Thomas got his bike back.
We contacted Thomas, we gave him the good news, we told him the bike was all in one piece and it was all looked like he could ride it away. So we asked for him to come and collect the bike. He turned up and he was over the moon.
I was very pleased with Richard, who recovered my bike second time, and so I didn't know how to thank him, so I showed him a thumbs up for a good work.
2 recoveries of Thomas' bike, absolutely excellent. That was good news. And then we had a call, a 3rd recovery was needed.
It's just a thing that happens all the time for me.
Thieves struck again, but once more, the tracker proved invaluable.
I knew what I had to do. I knew that I need to get the bike, otherwise it would strip off and the tracker would be thrown away somewhere. What Richard did, he just sent me the exact location of the bike so I could make my way to see if it's still there. So me and my colleague, we went out from work about 9 o'clock. I was slightly nervous, going to some alleyway, but I was lucky to find my bike again. I would advise anyone who owns a good sports bike to do the research and find a tracker that suits their needs.
I thought at that point, let's not push it for a 4th. Let's get this unit serviced. Let's let Thomas have a new battery in his tracker that'll keep him going for another 4 years.